Greetings, humans. So, I'll try and keep the jokes and everything to absolute minimum. I've had this sort of message just hit my heart not out of random. Usually, I make videos out of reaction of something that I might see online. This is something that has been on my mind for quite some years, and I have alluded to many jokes about this subject matter a lot, but I think I guess it's finally time for me to say what I have to say. Now, I want everybody to understand what I'm not trying to produce or what reaction I'm trying to induce with this video here. I'm not trying to make people scared. I'm not trying to make people fearful or be all like, oh, damn, it's over, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. No, I'm just saying shit how it is. Now, and forgive me because I might be a bit scatterbrained, but this is how I look at this. So I have a friend, and she brought up this conversation, and she was talking about AI, and she was talking about how everybody's kind of freaking out over AI. AI's not going to be as prominent, or it's not going to like take over the world or whatever, or what, I forget what she said. Now, me, the type of person that I am, as ranty as I might be on my videos, it's because it's fun, and it's because I'm talking to myself, innit? I'm never gonna get into like actual arguments with people in real life unless they're talking like some dumb shit about a video game. I got into a 6v1 the other day about the Persona series because listen, also, I don't know, I made a video on Persona 4, the revival, the remake. I'm probably not gonna put that video out. I've made so many videos on Persona 4, so I just like, there's nothing for me to say. If you want to know my thoughts, you should already know my thoughts, but I got into like a 1v5, 1v6 or whatever. And it's all like, listen, girl, you do not get into a fucking argument about Persona and your entry was in Persona 5. Fucking Royale. Not even Persona 5 base. Royale. Anyways, I digress. Anyways, so she's talking about AI and how she feels like people are just making so much of a big deal about it. And I was thinking to myself like, oh, you have no clue that you are the exact person that's going to be taken advantage of with this technology. And listen, I don't believe, by the way, this video isn't supposed to be about AI. It's just a certain section of what I want to talk about. I don't believe AI is going to take over the world. I don't think we're going to have a fucking like iRobot, Will Smith sort of thing, or I don't know, whatever other movie has like robots. But if there's one place where AI is, it's already here. I already see so many AI YouTube channels. I already see so many AI like videos that if I was not prompted to if there wasn't a prompt like up at the top that said, hey, by the way, this video is I would not be none the wiser. I would see this and think, oh, this is real. Which, to be fair, I have seen plenty of other AI videos. Like, I've seen plenty of AI ads that just clearly aren't real. But the shit's getting real. It's getting real. It's getting scary. People talk about the dead internet theory, and I don't think that's going to be I mean, it probably will, but I feel as though sites like Facebook and other pieces of social media have already talked about making AI-generated profiles to interact with actual people so they feel as though, they're having some sort of interaction, so they come back to the application. Like, literally, and forgive me, this isn't the reason why I haven't responded to people's messages. This whole entire year has been a complete, tipsy-turnsy for me. Forgive me if you've messaged me on any sort of application. I haven't responded to your message. I'm not trying to ghost you or whatever. This year has been cloudy for me, to say the least. I'm going to get off this AI stuff because honestly, this isn't what I wanted to talk about. It's not the main purpose. It's just kind of an introductory. AI is going to be here and it's going to stay, and there's nothing any of us can do about it. I shouldn't say that, because I don't want, if there are actually people who want to like fight and combat it, go ahead. I implore you to do so if that's your prerogative. But you have to understand, well, I shouldn't say it like that, because that seems kind of, I can already see this being something where it's a generational gap. It's a generational divide. I was having this conversation with this man the other day. It might have been a month or two ago. Yeah, it was a month ago. And he was in his late 20s, so he's probably on that cusp of like Gen Z / millennial. But he was talking about how like I come from older Gen Z, and like the older Gen maybe I should talk about, but like older Gen Z is oh my God, what the fuck was that? We grew up before smartphones were like a prominent thing. We still had a childhood before social media took over. You know what I mean? Versus like younger Gen Z, smartphones and social media, that's all they know. And we had this sort of conversation about like, damn, like it's kind of scary for them. I mean, I'm thinking about like how I didn't even really get into social media outside of YouTube or whatever, which YouTube is of course it is social media, but we don't have to talk about that. But like I didn't get an Instagram until I was like 17. And even that was pretty late, honestly. But I'm just like imagining having an Instagram and worrying about your image and what people are thinking about you, and like the number of likes that you have, and like, oh, did this get enough comments at age 10 or 8 or even younger now? I mean, hell, we have fucking like infants, not even embryos, who have Instagram pages. Like we were talking about, like, yo, this is actually like, like I talk about, and by the way, I've said this previously in a different video. When I say this, I don't mean in the way that people talk about 18-year-olds. When I see an 18-year-old, you know what? This is I'm masking off this video. I'm being so dead ass. I remember when I turned 21, and I was still in college. Oh, by the way, I classify like college and university in two different categories. Like I'm still in university, which is college like in America, but it doesn't matter. But I remember when I was back in college, I was like 21, and I would continually interact. I shouldn't say continually, but like I would interact with people that I thought were around the same age as me, visually, and of course, I didn't know like these people's ages until I would ask, or they would say something that would kind of set me off. I was like, oh, this person is not the age that I thought they were. And consistently, they were always like 18, right? I was like, Jesus Christ, like, what's up with this group of people? And then it dawned on me, I did the math. I was like, oh, this is the group of people who grew up, like, social media is all they fucking know. I was like, oh my God, these people are like, and by the way, I'm not like, if you're, this is why I hate this conversation, because I'm not trying to say, oh, if you're this age, you need to grow up. I'm not saying that as whole. Honey, whatever age you, like, stay in your lane, stay where you need to be. Like, we love 23-year-olds who act like 23-year-olds. We love 17-year-olds who act like 17. We love 18. Like, stay in your lane. We are not saying, you need to grow up. You need to act more. No, baby, please. Stay where you are. And if this is a genuine thing. I don't know what age demographic people are that watch my videos. Yo, if you're an 18-year-old and you're dating a fucking 30-something-year-old nigga and you're feeling like, oh, I'm so mature, I'm so this, that, and the third, that could possibly be true, but I want you to know that 30-year-old nigga is the most fucking loser-ass nigga you will ever meet after you break up with him. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, I'm not going to talk more about that subject matter because that's a whole can of worms. Anyways, generational divide. Older Gen Z, lost generation to grow up before smartphones and social media took over. Younger Gen Z, that's all the fuck they know. There is a whole generation of people who grew up as children who have been self-conscious about what they look like, about what they sound like, if they look cool in their fucking Instagram posts and all that, versus my half, nigga, we didn't give a fuck. What? What are you talking about? I'm a child. I don't give a fuck about what, Huh? These little kids growing up right now, they don't care about like, oh, the creatives are doing that. They don't give a fuck. AI is just another tool for them. I guarantee you, they are going to accept AI just in the same way that little kids of the fucking past accepted social media and smartphones. Because they don't know no better. They don't give a fuck. It's just a new toy. It's just a new toy for them. She's talking about, like, going back to my friend, she's talking about oh yeah, AI is not going to be that big of a problem. I'm like, honey, you are literally so internet obsessed. Anytime we talk, there isn't a moment where you're not doom scrolling on TikTok, checking your feed on X, looking at some sort of Instagram. Like, you are the most susceptible person to being taken advantage by AI in the future. Not even in the future, currently, right now. Hell, when I see certain shit on the internet, the first thing I think of is, damn, that would be so crazy if that's true. The thing is, I don't know if that is a real thing or not. Because I can't tell if this is, I don't know if this is a real thing. Is the person who's even typing this actually an actual, I was about to say sentient, but sentient kind of sounds like a robot, doesn't it? But is this actually a real person? I don't know. I'm going to get off this because, again, like the whole AI thing, I shouldn't say it doesn't bother me. Of course, it bothers me that there are creative ventures that are going to be jeopardized because of AI, but it's not like the main thing I wanted to talk about. The main purpose of this video is honestly talking about when I was younger, I had aspirations to be a YouTuber. Right. And I remember I had a channel right before this one where I would make videos on it, and I would put so much effort into my videos. I mean, like I used to make like gaming editorial videos. If you've seen my previous channel, you might know. Actually, I'm gonna be honest. I took down a bunch of older videos, especially the editorial ones. I don't know. I could repurpose them and upload them on this channel someday, maybe. But I remember there was a moment where I thought like, oh, this channel might not go anywhere. If I don't make it, I'm going to make rage bait content. Now, this was, of course, like many years before the whole title of rage baiting was even coined. I mean, back then people just called it trolling. I mean, people still call it trolling, but it's a whole like empire now. And it's extremely scary how lucrative this market is on the online space now. When you create a YouTube channel, the type of energy that you put out is the sort of audience that you're going to gain as an influencer. So if you are always angry in your videos, you're going to gain an angry audience. If you're just like an absolute maniac in your videos who does not care about societal norms or what may have you, you're going to gain an audience of absolute psychopaths. Now, forgive me for saying this. No, note that I'm not trying to like insult other people, and I'm not trying to big myself up here. I'm just being so plainly honest. The world is permeated with fucking losers. And you know what, people, misery loves company, right? And I see these channels who peddle out like absolute degenerate, loser-ass ideals. People who lack so much accountabilities for their actions, who just want to blame the world, who want to blame other people for their own lack of anything going on in their life. And I see these people, like these videos have like 500,000 views. These people are close to 1 million subscribers. I'm just all like, Jesus Christ, this fucking maybe I shouldn't call it rage bait, but this like loser economy is fucking booming. Absolute booming, man. People don't want solutions. People want excuses for why their life sucks. Now, this is the part of the video where I'm going to jeopardize myself. And at this point, I just don't care, because I've kept this locked up for a while, but it's whatever. I gain nothing from saying this or talking about this. I have everything to lose. Because it's whatever. Like men will suck when it comes to dating women, and instead of looking inwards, they're like, oh, women are so trash. All women suck. Da da da. And it's the same inverse. Women will suck with won't be getting like will be. What did I say? Sorry. Women will suck with like dating men or whatever. All men suck. I'm like, babes, nigga, are you like you're the common denominator in this fucking equation, right? I mean, look around. Does every fucking dude that you see in a relation, is he 6 foot? Does he have like washboard? No. The reason why you can't get dates is because you're a fucking loser. Women will perpetually date the same fucking weirdo loser ass dude and be like, oh man, it's like, no, they're not. You just have a shit selecting process. But nobody wants to hear that. Nobody wants to. Everybody just wants to. No, you're doing everything right. You're doing everything. No, man, it's these hoes, bro. They just be tripping. No, nigga, you're tripping. No, girl, you're tripping. I seen this video just now that made me want to make this video, and it's just getting to me. Seeing, because I remember being a teenager, and I was writing that grace, not that grace period, but I was a teenager right in that like 2015 era of YouTube content. And YouTube content has always been weird like this. I remember growing up, Shane Dawson, you know what, we don't even gotta talk about that, but YouTube content and internet content has always been bad. Like, we don't gotta go, it was a golden age back in, bitch, stop it. It was only a golden age because you weren't the group of people that was being targeted. We don't gotta get into that, do we? Y'all know damn well you don't want to have that conversation. We all know. We're all human. We know this. Negativity spreads more than love, of course. But it's so, I don't know, it's so scary to me to see like the evolution of that content that used to get me when I was a teenager at the time, and see how like big it is now. And I mean, YouTube in and of itself is such a huge platform. But when I think about, I remember back in like 2020 or 2021 or whatever may have you, seeing people scared or like, yo, there are fucking like boys that are in first grade that are already peddling like misogynistic stuff towards like little ass girls, like first graders, and to other little ass kids because of the stuff that they're seeing online. Now, I thought to myself, I was like, yeah, I was surprised for like half a millisecond, but then I thought to myself, I was all like, if I grew up in the time that I did, the fact that shit like that almost got to me when I was a teenager, I'm like, oh yeah, of course it did. For a fucking 1-year-old, who's left with the fucking iPad unsupervised since it was an infant? Of course it has. Of course it did. And I'm not here to talk about people's parenting situation or whatever may have you. I'm just making it just an observation, right? There's just a severe lack of accountability that people want to have with themselves when it comes to their own lives. And influencers know this. They understand this. I don't think people understand that influencers' goal is to keep people watching their videos. That is their goal, is to have you sit down on your phone and watch them have fun with life as you do nothing. That is their goal. Your inactivity brings them more money. I'm seeing all these channels pop up being all like, oh, men are the problem, women are the problem, da-da-da-da-da are the problem, da-da-da-da-da-da-da, you know, and I'm sure some of these people actually believe what the fuck they're saying, but girl, come on. I can see, I've been in this YouTube game, I've been in this internet game for far too long. I literally used to examine people's YouTube channels when I was a few years back, when I first started back up this channel. Jesus Christ, my talking habits. When I first started uploading videos to this channel and see like how other people blew up or whatever. And I would see the second that somebody would get views on a certain topic, how their whole entire channel would turn from being a passion project to just signaling in solely on that one subject. And it was always something negative. As soon as that commentary channel that guy did, he made one video shitting on women, his whole entire channel became about misogyny. I've seen so many examples of that shit. These niggas don't believe half the shit they talk about. They just know that's what you want to hear. And that's what's going to keep you from actually doing anything to better your life. Because they don't want you to get better. They need you to stay in your misery and hatred, because that's gonna get these niggas these Lambos, these Lamborghinis, more money. I'm like, hello? Honestly, I don't even got to get into like the subject matter of that guy's video of what I just seen. It really doesn't even matter. It's I think I've said all that I wanted to say. I've kind of held back on talking about this for quite some time. I don't know. It just never really felt like it was my place to say anything. But yeah, I really hope y'all are taking care of yourselves. And just take care of yourselves, please. And just don't fall. I don't know. Just stay safe. Yeah. Stay safe. It's been Eve Evelyn out. No, I'll see you all later. Peace.